Guys, it is Cases Productions here, or is known as Nomination AJ here. So basically, I'm going to be answering a few questions here about what's going to happen to my, I'm going to answer some kind of annoying of what is like that and that. So it's kind of like computer related questions, but so when are you getting a new computer? The answer is not until the end of May of 2018. I don't know about this yet, and I'm still planning on playing Animal Jam. I'm playing Animal Jam until 2020. So even though I did good things on that computer until the 17th, which even though I was gonna tell you guys I should have not put Windows Server on there, because now I cannot get off of there now. So I'm thinking my only chances are I'm probably gonna have to get a Windows 10 flash drive for this computer, because I'm thinking my brother's gonna have to have a request for me to get a flash drive for Windows 10 or Windows 7, because this computer came, when it first came, it came with Windows 7 and Windows 10, since I don't have those operating systems anymore, and I don't have Windows 7 either. So my 100% chance is, guys, I'm thinking this is my only hope to get my Windows 10 back on my computer, to just get another flash drive for that computer, because if I don't get a flash drive on that computer, it's basically going to be the end of my careers and everything like that, like the end of my journey and everything. So yeah, so the next question is, guys, is how do you know so much about computers? And the answer is, I don't know, guys. I basically got into these videos, recently. I've been getting into, computer videos, technology, etc., and stuff like that. And, it's basically my time to think about getting more technology, more expensive stuff. And, so, yeah. Yeah, I don't have much to say, because my brother actually knows more about this, and so I don't want to, embarrass you guys about not having any computer or anything like that. Next question is, do you know what a flash drive is? And I don't really know much about flash drives for restoring things, but let's say my computer is currently running Windows Server 2016 with no GUI. So if you're trying to restore Windows 10 or any older operating system, then because Microsoft only cares about Windows 10, not Windows 8 or Windows 7, the only thing I wish they would care about is they should just care about all their older operating systems, besides Windows 10, and because I used to I actually liked Windows 8 too, because Windows 8 was actually pretty much my actual favorite operating system before Windows 10 came out, which made me got into it. And in Windows 7, for example, I used to, for those of you who are wondering, back then when I was younger, I used to like Windows 7. I don't actually like Windows 7 no more. The only reason I don't like Windows 7 is because I just don't like the way it looks anymore, because to me it kind of looks like the logo reminds me of Windows XP and everything like that. So, let's say you're trying, okay, I'm trying to get off topic here. So basically a flash drive is basically meant to restore your old operating system. Let's say you're running a server with no GUI on it. If you don't know what GUI means, it means graphical user interface, which is more important on a computer. Let's say you don't have a GUI on your computer. Oh my god, if you don't have a GUI on your computer, basically a flash drive will basically, my 90% chance of saying is, a flash drive will basically restore a version that you had before you installed that version of Windows, because if you're stuck on a version that you can't get off, then I'm thinking the flash drive will basically strip everything down and go back to the previous version of Windows. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get Windows 10 back on my computer. If I don't get it back, then I'm just gonna wait until the end of May to just get a new computer, which won't be in a while yet. So this is temporary stuff for me right now. So yeah. So another words of a flash drive is basically if you're trying to fix Windows 10, Windows 7, Windows 8, 8.1, or any other operating system that's just supported, then it'll basically tell you to install or reinstall this version. If you're restoring it, like if you're on a server that doesn't have like a GUI, or if you're on an operating system that does not have an interface, then that will be the only chance to get the operating system back. So this is my prediction, guys. I don't really know much about computers right now. Yeah, so what was your favorite operating system? Well, the overall one that I liked when I was a kid, one of my favorite ones when I was a kid was Windows XP, and that was an operating system I grew up with when I was a kid and everything. Basically, I was a newbie at the time, but and I didn't know much about computers yet until now. But pretty much I was liking Windows XP because it was really popular during its time period. And basically, that one I actually liked. Besides Windows 10 and everything, I still like Windows 10. It's just completely it was completely lagging on my computer, and apparently I thought my motherboard was about to die on that computer, because that computer was only 2 years old. I'm surprised it survived for 2 years because it's kind of broken and everything. So even though I liked Windows 8 too, because Windows 8 was actually my second favorite operating system, because the fact that it also reminds me of like tablets and everything, like if you're scrolling like across the street. Even though I used to like Windows 10, I just don't like it anymore because the fact that it's starting to get really popular and it's just being a pain in the ass for people that don't like it, or because they only care about Windows 10 now, because they used to like care about every operating system, and I was just like, when Windows 10 got released, they only cared about is Windows 10. And it really pisses people off to just think that they only care about Windows 10 and like not care about Windows 7 or any other operating system that's supported. But it's it's just the way it works now, because like, yeah, so yeah, basically Windows XP was actually my childhood, something I grew up with when I used it. I don't really remember when I used it, but I actually did use it in the past, of course, in my childhood days, of course. But it's just time to get to get into things I like, because when I grow up, I just really want to work with computers. Like, I want to work with computers and everything like that. The only chance of saying, guys, is my actual favorite operating system was Windows XP / Windows 8.1. Seriously, guys, because Windows XP was something I grew up with, and Windows 8 is like the only one I actually liked now. Yeah, they don't really sell them anymore. Now, the only way you could get these two operating systems now, like, they used to sell these little Windows 7, Windows 8 computers, but nowadays it's just Windows 10, because, like I said, they only care about Windows 10 and not everything else. Like, that is so fucking stupid. Like, it really pisses people off now, because Windows 10 is actually the last operating system in the Windows NT series. It's very unclear whether if we're gonna launch another series of computers, like Windows computers or anything like that. Because basically this all started off in 1985, where they started off as Windows 1 and as a graphical computer. Because during that time period, it was meant for MS-DOS people, like people that used MS-DOS in the past, like let's say in the 70s or 80s, because MS-DOS was released in, I would say, 1970/80, 81 or something like that. I don't know. So I'm thinking, like, yeah, so I really wish they would just, because normally every few years they release a new operating system, but apparently they decided that Windows 10 was going to be the last operating system in the NT series, because that's the only operating system they care about, which, because when Windows 10 was released, they didn't care about Windows 7 or Windows 8 or any operating system when it was released. And it's just really a pain in the ass to see people upgrade, and it makes people not to upgrade from Windows 7, Windows 8 users. because I could see Windows 7 is pretty more popular than Windows 8, but now Windows 10 is taking over as many people are just getting so tired of them, like they're always greedy about Windows 10. Like, same with Apple. Sorry guys. With Apple, they're kind of being the same way as with Windows or like with Microsoft, because they're like starting to care about High Sierra, because that's the recent MacBook that they came out with. And it's basically the more recent MacBook they released, and they are trying to get older MacBook users to go on to like the newer latest version. See, like, I'm thinking they're trying to act the same way as what Microsoft's doing, because like they're trying to, with Microsoft, they're trying to get people to upgrade to Windows 10, and for Apple they're doing the same way too. So they're both of these companies, I would say they're pretty much greedy now. I really think they should just care about, like, with Microsoft, I think they should just start caring about Windows 7, Windows 8, not just Windows 10. Because if they just care about Windows 10 being the last Windows NT version, I would just be fucked. Like, I would just, with Windows 10 was getting into the way, and it was really just getting like, it's starting to get popular, but, but people with older versions of Windows, it's just really not worth it. Like, I would say Windows 10 is like a 9, 7, 6 out of 10 thing to say, because if somebody was like in Windows like 7 or 8, like, I would say they would just continue to use it until the end of its support, which with Windows 7 ending in 2 years, it's really unfortunate. And then with Windows 8, it will be, I think, because Windows 8 support ended 2 months ago, which was back in January. So now it's just security updates for Windows 8. So I would say, yeah, because, with these operating systems ending quickly, the years are going by quickly, it would just be a pain in the ass to see people be sad about an operating system. I don't know what's going to happen when Windows 10 ends, because if this is going to be the end of Windows in 2025, then this is going to be the end of the NT series. Like, I'm thinking they're probably going to be launching another, like, series of Windows PCs. Like, I just think that's the way they're going to, like, end Windows NT, which is Windows 10. But, my own opinion is you guys should just start caring about Windows 8 users, Windows 7 users, anything like that. Like, you should not just, like, like when Windows 10 wasn't out yet, they cared about Windows 8, I think, and Windows 7. And, nowadays it's just, they just care about Windows 10 and everything. And it's just really, like, with people being on older operating systems, like, yeah, because, like, that's just a pain in the ass, because people, like, are just not going to want to upgrade to Windows 10. Like, I would say no for not upgrading, because because with my computer, it was actually lagging really bad, because this computer I had for only 2 years, so now I don't have a computer anymore at the moment, so, it's just really a pain in the ass. And now I'm going to be getting off of this question, I'm going to be going on to the next question. How does your brother know more how to fix computers and stuff like that? I don't really know, guys, because, back when we had our Windows XP computer, he basically, like, took everything out of that, and I'm thinking he's, like, because that computer got a virus on it, and it was basically duplicating everything, including the Windows thing. So basically, I think what he did is he, like, took the computer apart, and he basically put new parts in there and stuff like that. Like, I'm surprised a lot of people don't notice this, because we actually did have our Windows XP computer, because this one quit in 2011. This only lasted 10 years. Like, most computers only last 10 years, not like 2 or 3, depending on the motherboard and everything. Like, because it was his computer at the time, and basically he had to, like, put a DVD in there, and he basically put this DVD into the DVD burner, and he basically took every single file, like, he deleted everything off of that computer, and he basically put it back on there. So I'm not really showing that, guys, because I really didn't know much about computers back in my childhood days, because I was pretty much a newbie, though. But, you know, yeah. Why do you only like Windows? Why do you like Windows 8? Well, you know, when my mom had her Dell computer, unfortunately it is broken now. Scratch it. Basically, when my mom had her Windows 8 computer, basically it was running Windows 8 at this time, and basically I actually liked using it because, you know, it was more easier to use and everything. Like, I would say it was more like a better choice to use. And, you know, they don't really sell Windows 8 or Windows 7 computers anymore. The only way you could get that now is you have to, like, buy them online and everything, which is so fucking ridiculous. Like, I would say probably 100% chance, because they're really expensive to buy. You know, because when I had my computer, it used to run Windows 7 Professional. Even though I was going to start making videos at the time, but unfortunately I wasn't really into video making yet. I was more, like, into my computer and everything. So, and, so basically I actually liked Windows 8 at this time. My mom had her computer. Unfortunately, it doesn't work anymore because the chart port's missing. Like, the hinges are bad on that one, and, you know, they couldn't get fixed either, which was really fucking ridiculous. So yeah, guys, this is pretty much all I have to say now. I know this video was sort of long because of the fact that this was a 60-minute video. I'm kind of knowing into computers a lot now. So anyways, guys, I will try to make more videos, even though I said this was going to be, the other video I made yesterday was actually going to be my last video, but this is actually going to be, for real, this is my real, actual, official video, my last video until the end of May. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the end of May when I get a new computer. Goodbye.